Alright guys, we left off last time looking at this Optimus. We just finished building him, but there's a couple of things wrong actually. I have some extra pieces and I'm noticing there's some gaps in him, so we're gonna... Alright, I fixed all the ones I noticed, just a couple things like these pieces here, one of these down here. But here we have Optimus. Transform robots, Transstrom robots. Now, one of these hands is, I guess, his iconic Energon axe, looking pretty weird. Other hand is a gun. Is that his ion blaster? I suppose, but I don't know what version they were basing this off of, where he has no regular hands. Bumblebee had one nice regular hand. But it does look pretty nice, pretty nicely detailed. I ended up liking this head more than I thought I would. You know, it was actually pretty fun to build. Not an awful, build. Not super stable, though. And you're not going to get any articulation out of that. I think at least B's was on a nice joint. The biggest surprise about this guy, though, is that this part opens up. His matrix chamber. That is so awesome. There's nothing in there. They didn't give you a matrix. But I'm sure you could build one. You know, there's a little bit of room in there. But that is pretty cool. Interesting, like, color choice. Like, this part you'd think would be gray. And this part, I don't know why it's gold. But, you know, it looks good. And the articulation is great, mostly. I mean, this kind of can't go farther than that, which is actually kind of lame. But you can sort of cheese it. You can move that up there. Arms, I mean, look at all these ball joints. This thing is made out of ball joints. So, you know, I bet you could probably do like some stop motion with this. You could do a lot of cool stuff with this guy. Get him some awesome poses. He stands well too. Detailing is interesting because it's like, okay, this is a smokestack. I think in the Bayverse he had something kind of that shape. So maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. A lot of good greedling, as was on B. A lot of, microphones and stuff. I think B might have done that a little better, actually. But there are little details, a lot of little clips and bars all along him. So that's just really cool. What a journey it's been. I think this has been 16 parts. So I'm hoping this hasn't been boring for you guys. But there it is. Transform robots, Transform robots. I gave them a decent review. I think that was fun. Yeah. Thanks for following along. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. Yeah, very nice. B's taller than Optimus for some reason. But they still scale, decent with each other. They still look kind of nice. I do feel like stylistically maybe they feel a little different. Especially his head. Why is his head like that?